very Aurora picture, I think.
Calling out for the lonely, I am going home. I've been doing awful things again. I hear them laughing in my head.
The song details a lonely woman who people and keeps their body parts in boxes. Are you? Oh, oh. Oh my gosh. Welcome, people, thems. So this is meant to be an Aurora week, and it's actually only the second day that I've been able to actually sit down and get some recording done. So I'm now coining my fairy journey. I'm not 100% certain that I'm completely sold on the coinage of that. I'm not sure. But I've always said that Aurora is like this ethereal little like pixie fairy type of person. Like her music is just, it completely transcends the kind of genres of music that like I've grown up with and stuff. So just delving into her has always been really awesome. But I've always said I really wanted to kind of go back to like the beginning, like, and I don't even, I'm hoping this is the beginning. I've gone back to 2014, so that's what Spotify told me anyway. I was going to do her first album, My Angels Becoming my demons becoming friends, or my angels of demons becoming, the first album anyway, which I've noticed there were a lot of songs on there that I think I have heard, a lot of some of her concerts and stuff. So we'll see how that goes, because there's probably a lot of the music videos I've not seen. But yeah, so when I was looking through, I saw there were actually tracks before that. So Awakening and Under Stars were two tracks that came before the album. And the thing is, I know that Aurora talks about lots of life and human connection and like serious topics and stuff, but for some reason I just didn't think that her first tracks would be like that. So the first track I listened to, Awakening, it gave me an awakening, put it that way, because I went on, like, if you've been to Patreon, you'll see that there's like an hour and 10 minutes reaction for two songs. Yeah, because once I started getting the lyrics up and stuff I'm going through, there was just so much imagery and so many things that I just wasn't aware of and stuff. It was really good to kind of go through that, but a little bit of a whoa. So I'm hoping that the next two tracks that I'm going to react to tonight are perhaps a little bit more, a little bit on the softer side of the human condition.
Nope.
So the first one up is In Boxes, because I think the next kind of EP that she's done is Running with Wolves. But I looked at the track list and I know Runaway well. Running with Wolves, I know that one as well. And Little Boy in the Grass, I also know that because she did that at Nida Osterman. So we're gonna do In Boxes. Then Murder Song. Again, I know that one as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know Through the Eyes of a Child. That was the first one that I looked at. I was shown. So the next one on here is I Went Too Far, the MK remix. So we're gonna look at those two, I think, today. So In Boxes and I Went Too Far. So let's waste no time, and I'm gonna try this time as well to not like obsess over every single line and take like 24 years to get through a reaction. So I'm a speed this up, well, as much as I can without like ruining the because I think the other thing for me as well, like I said in that last one, is I don't know when the next time will be that I'll get to kind of look through lyrics and what everything meant and stuff. So the same way I do want to work through it and get through it as quickly as I can, I do want to really appreciate it as well, because that's the whole point in it. So let me just get the lyrics up actually. Okay. That's a cool picture. It's a very Aurora picture, I think.
Calling out for the lonely, I some company. Temporarily, I did once have a lover, only kept his hands. They can dance and play the songs for me. Play until I sleep. I've been walking ahead for a while and dragging your body behind. Bye, baby, I had a good time. Collected these boxes underneath my
If I'm honest, I don't know if I really picked up on what the song was about. I'm sure I heard her say along the lines of I've been kind of dragging your body behind me or something, and I've only got you like temporarily, and I've got your hands or something. Um, I didn't really pick up on what the song was about. If I'm honest, I really didn't. And I'm trying really hard, yeah, to kind of like pick up on what she's singing about, like from the very beginning. But I missed it, so I'm gonna have to look up the lyrics for that. But in terms of what it sounded like the sound of it was awesome. Like again, I wanted something that's gonna probably be a little bit more like upbeat, I guess, like a bit more upbeat. But regardless of what it is that Aurora singing, it always still has that kind of haunting element, that folksy-ish element that when she starts doing her harmonies, and like even then, I mean, didn't sound as lame as that, but you know what I mean. Like it's got that kind of like playful element to it, and this is probably when I'm gonna find out that it's something to do with the tuna famine or something. Do you know what I mean? Like it's having the ability to kind of vocally be quite playful, and also not all the time actually, because there are definitely songs where that haunting element, that almost eerie element, like is more present than like the jovial, playful, light part. But this definitely had that in it. Do you know what I mean? Like definitely had the kind of the lighter, like anyway. I'm gonna stop. I need to start doing examples. So yeah, let me find out exactly what the song was saying, because um I don't want to repeat of the awakening. So firstly, this song, so producers were Electric, Magnus. So I saw Magnus, Skylar on, I think it was Awakening, I think, and there's one more, Odd Martin, and I saw that name as well, which I think was, that might have been on Understars, I think. The song details a lonely woman who, oh, you see, on there, you know, the song details a lonely woman who murders people and keeps their body parts in boxes. Are you? Oh, oh. Oh my gosh. I was hoping this is going to be like a lighter installment. Through clever use of language and phrases, through clever use of language and phrases, every line's meaning can double as her simply talking about past relationships. Therein lies the possibility the entire song is simply an extended metaphor. Okay, okay. So she's talking. So is she talking about like maybe ending relationships with people? So not actually murdering them, but like ending relationships with people or having maybe failed relationships and maybe lugging around the kind of remnants of that and like having the metaphor of. And you know it's really like weird. I've just watched episode 5 of Black Mirror. Sorry, episode 5, episode 4 of Black Mirror. Oh, 4 and 5. Episode 4 was was about. It's called Plaything, and it's about this guy that ultimately ends up unaliving this other guy, because he like unalives many of his like digital friends and the Thronglets and stuff, and he ends up, putting him in a suitcase. So that's there's just been a lot of there's been a lot of people in suitcases over the last for the last 24 hours. Okay, so verse 1: calling out for the lonely, I'm going home. I've been doing awful things again. I hear them laughing in my head. I went out in the morning looking for a man. I could see you with the perfect one standing all alone. Oh my gosh. So like so even if this is like a metaphor for like relationships and stuff, so I'm feeling lonely. I'm gonna go out and play the field. I'm gonna go out and get one night stand. I'm gonna look out for the emotionally vulnerable or the emotionally stunted. You look perfect. You're on your own. You'll do. You wanna come on home. Songs Runaway and Home, which also deal with the idea that comfort can be found at home. Very much so. Take me home, this place where I belong. No, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, okay, so I've been doing awful things again. So, this is not the first time that she's done something like this. Aurora confesses to the murders, which she goes on to describe. She says again, implying that it isn't her first time. And this then gives further weight to Murder Song 54321 as well. Okay. I hear them laughing in my head. Is this like about voices in my head or like past relationships that she's got haunting her still? The speaker is tortured by their own mind, a common cliche for a serial character. A symptom of many psychological conditions are auditory hallucinations and paranoia, such as irrational feelings of being mocked or antagonized, hearing laughter where there is none, or the feeling that people are out to harm you and are therefore ridiculing you. In the case of this song, this line establishes that the speaker fits into that archetype and that her mental state has driven her to murder. Like, I didn't pick this up at all. Like, none of this. None of this. I went out in the morning looking for a man. I could see you with perfect wine, standing all alone. She shops for men, like items, and disposes of them in the same way. She looks for someone who either feels the same loneliness she does, or who's standing alone so he can't be helped. I mean, it's one way to start. So, chorus. I've been walking ahead for a while and dragging your body behind. Bye, baby, I had a good time. Bye, baby, I know you won't mind. These lines are an extended metaphor. Aurora feels as if she's been dragging the weight of her lover with her. She concludes that she has to leave them in order to move on. Well, then I'm struggling here with the message of the song, because if you're talking about like finding someone and shopping for someone to unalive them, like in a metaphorical sense, like how does that then link to you dragging the weight of your lover with you? So because to me that chorus is like, basically I'm doing all the work. Like, you're not putting in the effort that I'm putting in. I'm having to drag you through this relationship. And actually, do you know what? I'm done. See ya. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether she's talking about this is how she found this person initially, and this is like the current state of things. Maybe. Um, Chorus. Got them all collected in these boxes underneath my bed. My bed. So she's collecting them like Thanos. Yeah. She's literally collecting infinity stones when it comes to men. She has saved pieces of these people, memories, and keeps them with her always. Okay. Here I am, still lonely with the souvenirs. I would kill for some company temporarily. I did once have a lover. I only kept his hands. They can dance and play the songs for me, play until I sleep. I mean, yeah, okay. Wow, this is wow. Okay, um, so you sat with your infinity stones of men, like your souvenirs, but obviously they don't mean anything because they're just kind of like empty, right? The memories and paths of her past lovers, the memory and parts of her past lovers that she has kept do not provide her with any comfort. Why would they? They're trinkets. And actually, it's another good point about like when people hang on to things from like past relationships and stuff. Like, unless it's something that's gonna rekindle, like there's absolutely like what is the point? Like, what is the actual point? Um, I would kill some company temporarily. So she'd like a lover for a while until she kills them too, like the others. So again, is this someone that's kind of self sabotaging their relationships, or is it the fact that she's I don't know that she's going into these things knowing that she's gonna emotionally like hurt these people? This is why you only want someone temporarily, just like for like instant gratification kind of thing. I did once have a lover, only kept his hands. I mean, that is such a it's such a sentence to think of. I did once have a lover, only kept his hands. They can dance and play the songs for me, play until I sleep. So these hands that you've got that you've kept as trinkets, like that'll do. I'll just get the hands and you can just lullaby me to sleep. She approaches relationships in a utilitarian fashion. Aurora asks herself what she can get out of those relationships and how she can take the most whilst giving the least. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is. If you take someone's hands, it really literally is taking the most. Um, she has saved pieces of these people, memories, and keeps them with her always. Listen, like when it comes to an Aurora tune now, like I'm making it an absolute must that I have to have the lyrics up because what I'm hearing and what I'm taking from the song is not what actually being spoken about. And like I've had my channel for a while now, and there's a lot of songs that I've reacted to. I've not got the lyrics up, and I've kind of felt. But I think with some of those songs though, like I can hear what's being said a lot easier. Like I think because her voice is so beautiful and so angelic, I think it's like it's almost nigh impossible for my brain to reconcile that it could be something like quite depraved, because even though there's a metaphorical meaning to all of this, like the actual words here are like something out of like Hannibal Lecter or something. Do you know what I mean? I'll just take the hands. Just the hands will do. But in being so graphic in her depiction of these things, I think it almost like pinpoints to such a degree like the actual feeling behind it, because if that's the correlation that someone can bring when it comes to relationships and stuff, like what an image. Do you know what I mean? It's an image that's going to make you sit up and take notice. Um, and I think what's also interesting about that is if someone is able to like put these kind of words to paper for your inner emotions when it comes to relationships, like like it probably would make me go, there might not be a date number two, but it also once you dig past the what it's saying on the surface, that there is someone there that's having a level of introspect that some people just don't have any interest in having whatsoever. So in that regard, that's also quite interesting. But yeah, I would never have thought that's what the song was about, like at all. um what would I give it? um I think I think sound wise, um I liked it. Like again, it was a strong seven for me. Like it wasn't like the most amazing Aurora song I've ever heard, but it wasn't quite 6.5 either. I think a strong seven. I would give that. Um, I think then finding out about the message of the song, um, I don't know. I didn't expect so many of us of our earlier songs to be so like dark, really. Like, and um, yeah, that is surprising to me. Really, that is this one more so probably than the other two. I think because even though the other two dealt with things that were like, quite heavy, like this one seems a little bit, as I say, darker in its in its approach, really. Like, so I think I don't want to say it's gone down because it's obviously it's still very creative. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be able to put that together, like, and to have both of these things, this light song with. By the way, I'm gonna put you in a suitcase. So I'll leave it at 7. I'll leave it at 7. I'm not gonna drop it down, but I'll leave it at 7. As I say, it's interesting. And it's one again that will make me remember it. Do you know what I mean? So, okay. So the next one that was on the list was "I Went Too Far," the MK remix. And maybe interesting to kind of hear what "I Went Too Far" sounded like anyway. But see, I wonder whether I should just listen to the original and then listen to the remix. I think that's what I'm gonna do actually.
I went too far when I was begging on my knees, begging for your arms, for you to hold around me. I went too far and kissed the ground beneath your feet, waiting for your love, waiting for eyes to meet.
Okay.
Crying, give me some love, give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. Oh, give me some love, give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. Yeah. I went too far when I was begging on my knees, when I cut my hands so you could stand and watch me bleed. I went too far and kissed the ground beneath your feet, standing in my blood, it was a taste of bittersweet. Crying, give me some love, give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. Oh, give me some love, give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. Why can't I turn around and walk away, go back in time? I had to turn around and walk away, I couldn't stay, I had to walk away. I'm left behind with an empty hole, and everything I am is gone. I try to reach for another soul, so I can feel whole. Oh, give me some love.
Oh my gosh, it's going higher. Oh my gosh.
Give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. Oh, give me some love, give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. Why can't I turn around and walk away, go back in time? I had to turn around and walk away, I couldn't stay, I had to walk
Oh, I was expecting to see her hand kind of come through the water then. Do you know what? Like, that was really cool. I'm gonna get the lyrics up actually, just in case I got that wrong as well. At first, it was talking about a relationship, so I'm doing too much for you. Do you know what I mean? I'm literally bending over, kissing the ground. Yeah, like you're not even meeting me halfway. Do you know what I mean? You're quite happy to see me cut my hands and stand there whilst I'm bleeding and not do nothing, really not do anything. Um, but it's only when she was walking up the ladder, when she's climbing the ladder, and obviously she's in black there, and she's got the white coming down that way, that I was like, oh, maybe it's actually about the relationship with herself, and like loving yourself, basically, like, and maybe being kinder to yourself, and you know, I guess kind of meeting yourself halfway and not being so hard, and maybe someone that's maybe struggling with, considering the theme of some of the songs we've already had, that maybe it's someone that's dealing with, that's feeling underwater. Do you know what I mean? Like, and actually needs, the good parts of themselves to kind of reach down and pull the bad ones up and be like, it's all right. Do you know what I mean? And her kind of then touching the surface of the water is her kind of maybe getting past that. Maybe the video was really cool. I definitely was giving me anxiety. I'm not really scared of heights or anything like that, but I don't know, a flimsy looking ladder like that from, I mean, it might be CGI to be fair, I don't know, but like it just looked like a very, 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 very high ladder. Now I'm thinking, well, where would a ladder like that be in the middle of like an ocean? So maybe that's not a real ladder. Still, it still giving me anxiety. Produced again by Odd Martin and Magnus Skystad. Is it Skillstad? Um, and this is actually on the album. So actually, there's gonna be a lot of these songs that I do hear on this album when I do listen to it. But I may skip past some of them if I've already heard them. So Aurora said of this song in a BBC One radio interview that we sometimes go too far for the approval of love and of someone else when we should really just learn to love ourselves, and that should be enough. So it's kind of a mix, really, between what I was saying. So it's not necessarily not about a relationship where you've done too much to almost like, placate and ensure that the other person is, taken care of and whatever in the relationship. But actually, there's an element of self love in that as well. And maybe that again, that's the, when she was in the why, even though actually, because I do have a problem with this whole, white savior, black is terrible, like always the same in lots of different things, which I think definitely has a part to play, in how just because words are important, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Symbols are important, and you think about anything that's like good and bad. Do you know what I mean? You got the purity of white, and the darkness of, do you know what I mean, of black and evil. Do you know what I mean? So there's nothing to say that actually it couldn't be the other way around. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, look at Lord of the Rings. You look at Gandalf the Grey. He was far better than Saruman the White. Do you know what I mean? Like, just saying. Anyway, so yeah, so the fact that she's kind of meeting herself on that ladder instead of looking out for someone else or whatever else, and also as well, she's kind of in that like that lagoon. Do you know what I mean? Like where she was with all her hands all like dirty and in the soil and all that kind of stuff. Like, she wasn't happy there. So even when you're putting yourself second for someone else, it's likely that you're not providing yourself with the joy that you should be. So yeah, very interesting song. I went too far when I was begging on my knees, begging for your arms for you to hold around me. I went too far and kissed the ground beneath your feet, waiting for your love, waiting for our eyes to meet. I think that is such a beautifully written verse. I went too far when I was begging on my knees, begging for your arms for you to hold around me. I went too far and kissed the ground beneath your feet, waiting for your love, waiting for our eyes to meet. That's, I mean, it's sad, obviously, and heartbreaking that anyone would be in that situation. But it's beautifully written. She obsessed over this person, almost worshipping them and hoping and praying for some attention and affection. By recognizing that she went too far, Aurora acknowledges that she is her own unique individual who is good enough by herself. She does not need to beg and plead for another's support, as she can support herself. Compare her song Conqueror which deals with a similar idea that sometimes we can be our own heroes rather than relying on others. I love the fact that like people are linking this to other songs that she's written and stuff, because that helps me to kind of just further build up the picture with her kind of art and stuff. Chorus: crying, giving me some love, crying, give me some love, give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. Oh, give me some love, give me some love and hold me, give me some love and hold me tight. She cries with desperation, pleading for affection from this person. She feels it's all she needs, even though she already stated that begging is going too far. And isn't that the thing, innit? Isn't that the thing? Like, even when people are giving us advice about what we shouldn't be doing, like, you know, it's a lot easier for someone who isn't emotionally entangled with the FRIs, or the FRIs as I like to call them, because they don't love the person that's treating you like crap. If anything, they pretty much hate that person for making you feel so bad. But because you've got your love lenses on, do you know what I mean? You're blinded by these freaking goggles. You can't see it. So even though there are things that you know, and actually probably the same advice that you'll be giving to your friends and stuff, like even though that you've already said you've done too much, and yet here you are yet again pleading from that person to give you the bare minimum. Like, I went to I went too far when I was begging on my knees, when I cut my hands so you could stand and watch me bleed. Aurora makes her emotional pain into a physical one, demonstrating to this person the amount that she hurts for them. This person cares nothing for her and is willing to watch her suffer in their name. The fact that Aurora describes harming herself reinforces the notion that obsessing over another, though gratifyingly hedonistic, is self-destructive. I mean, it can never be good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think like putting your partner, like praising your partner, being proud of your partner, making them a priority. I think all those things are important, and it's the kind of thing I would expect if I was with someone, but never to the detriment of yourself. And actually, if we're ever in a position where that becomes a talking point, an issue, then something's going off kilter. Do you know what I mean? Something's not quite right, because we should be like iron, sharpening iron. Do you know what I mean? Making each other better. Like, not at any point me standing back and watching you harm yourself for this. Like, what is this then? I mean, why are we in this? Um, I went too far and kissed the ground beneath your feet. Standing in my blood, it was a taste of bittersweet. I mean, it couldn't be any. Well, what's sweet about it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't understand what would be sweet about that. Why can't I turn around and walk away, go back in time? I had to turn around and walk away. I couldn't say stay. I had to walk away. I think that's a really key question that a lot of people ask. I remember when I was younger, my mum used to do a lot of work with women that go through DB, and in my naivety, I'd always just be like, well, why do they stay? I don't. It's only the older that I've gotten that I understand like how severe those situations are, how dangerous they are. And the question isn't that really that people should be asking. It should be why do people still feel as though they can put people in those kind of situations? And I'm not saying this is exactly that, but in a lesser way, like, I've been in situations myself, like in past relationships where I've stayed longer than I should have done, like far longer than I should have done. And that question about why do you stay, like why do you put up with like emotional, like just toxic behavior, it's a difficult one to answer, because again, you know all these things, and these are all the things that you'd be telling someone else, but like not to do. Like, what are you even doing? But when you're in it, like there are just so many layers. Like, and that's someone who wasn't married to this person, didn't have children with this person, hasn't got their finances completely interlocked with this person. So having all those different factors and stuff, I can only imagine just how difficult it becomes. Like, turning around and walking away, sometimes it just isn't as easy as that. Aurora is overwhelmed by a sense of regret. She would have had the ability to prevent her pain if only she had the courage. This emphasizes the importance of removing yourself from toxic situations before it's too late. I think that is a lesson to take though, and I think that is something that I've definitely like moved forward with as well. In that, like, those red flags that be red flagging, that sometimes that you don't want to be paying attention to, you're just like, but I'm kind of fine though. Like, maybe it was just, your gut never lies. Your gut never lies. Sometimes it can be a little bit overactive. Yeah, I'm not saying it can't do that, because sometimes it can, point out things that maybe isn't actually a problem, because it's just, it's triggering something of past feelings and stuff that make you perhaps a little bit overcautious. But well, or I can only speak for myself anyway. But in my years on this planet, my gut has never steered me wrong. Like the only time that it goes wrong is when I don't listen to my gut. So I think that is definitely one of the lessons to take. Like, do not be in a situation that can evolve into that. And sometimes you don't see it coming, but sometimes you really do know some warning signs. Do you know what I mean? You really do. Um, Bridge. I'm left behind with an empty hole, and everything I am is gone. I tried to reach for another soul so I can feel whole. So is this someone that's kind of like, that's just jumping into another relationship, but really and truly, that's, everyone knows that when you do that, it's, what do they call it? It's like a rebound situation. She feels alone and empty by herself, and thus relies on others to complete her. Aurora acknowledges that this is ill-advised and continually strives to become self-reliant, her own conqueror. It's so true. Like, there's some people who, I think, rather than be on their own, would much prefer to be in like a destructive relationship that offers them nothing. And I'm not judging them necessarily, because I just think it's a shame, like, that people can potentially not like have enough love for themselves and their own company to kind of like, you know what, I don't really want that. Like, I've got to the point now at my age that I'm just like, listen, don't you come and perplex my tranquility. Yeah, like, because I ain't looking for that. I'm not looking for that. Because I enjoy me so much, enjoy my family so much, my friends so much. So if you ain't coming to kind of improve that, respectfully or disrespectfully, you can stay over there. So yeah, hopefully there are other people that feel that way as well. I think this is a really cool song, because it does feel, again, like a little bit oxymoronic, like the other songs where the feel of the song is quite upbeat and stuff, but it's talking about, begging someone for their attention, being on your knees, hands all cut, they're standing around, or apathetically not, bothered about, what you're going through and whatever. So again, an interesting song that talks about something that's very relatable. But this one, I did pick this one up a lot quicker, which is great. So I'm just gonna quickly listen to the remix, which I'm presuming, if it's a radio version, isn't going to be that much different, I would have thought, but let me not presume. Here we go.
I went too far when I was begging on my knees, begging for your arms, for you to hold around me.
She sounds great on this, by the way.
I went too far and kissed the ground beneath your feet, waiting for your love, waiting for eyes to meet. I went too far when I was begging on my knees. I went too far when I cut my hair so you could stand and watch
You know what? I'm so funny when it comes to like electronic music, like dance music, house music, drum and bass. Like it's there's a certain sound for me that like I always find gets a little bit like just generic. It's like I'm going to Ibiza next month for the first time ever, and like one of the things that like I'm concerned about is that like when I hear some like Ibiza classics or not even classics, but like you know back in the day when you used to hear like Ibiza compilations and stuff, like just that repetitive like I just get really bored of stuff like that. Like, and I think this, considering that I just listened to the original and the message of the original and all the stuff that that meant and stuff, I kind of liked seeing or hearing like there be a bit of a beat behind it and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. And I think as it started, I was like, okay, this is actually quite cool, and I could feel it building up to something. But I kind of was a bit disappointed by the drop, if I'm honest. I feel like there's so much more that could have come from like it's just an interesting like bass and beat and you know, and bring the vocals, take the vocals, and like just I just think that beat was just it was just so generic in the end. It was a bit disappointing, if I'm honest. um so it started off really well, but I was like, yeah, you probably noticed like I got quite bored. So I think the song itself, I think, is amazing. Like I think the song, the original, and I'd probably give that a 7.5 to be fair. Um, but I'd probably give the dance version of that like a five. And I feel like I'm being generous because I did like the beginning part of it, but like that end part, if I was out somewhere, this song would make me go and sit down, 100%. So yeah, but I think the song itself, I think, is great, and I think the message in it is amazing. And again, I think she sounds great, like her vocally, I think sounds awesome. So, um, yeah, okay. So I mean, probably um, still heavy in the sense that it's, you know, we're not talking about just, you know, like lights and candles and do you know what I mean, but um you know, relationships are important, man. Like it's one of the things that I think the majority of us can all relate to some degree, the good ones, the bad ones, and stuff. So you know, heavy as it might be, still definitely relevant, and artistically very creative. So okay, well, I'd love to know what you guys thought of this. As always, if you did enjoy this reaction, then please do drop me a like and subscribe. That'd be amazing. Thank you very much. And if you do want full access to reactions like this, as well as my fairy journey, then please do head over to my Patreon, which is a great way to help support the channel, and it's a great way to connect with me more as well. So I do share a lot more over there. So yeah, so for now, I'm gonna get some of this edited and continue having my little drink. So I will see y'all hopefully on the next one.